Hello there, my name is Heather and I'm going to be talking about purpose, which is one of the elements of thought. So purpose is a goal we wish to accomplish. An example for me personally is my purpose for taking this class is, I have two purposes. One is I need it for my degree in order to be a certified teacher, and my other purpose or goal for taking this is so I know how to be inclusive with all of my students, and in particular with those with disabilities or special needs. Other synonyms for purpose are objective, motive, intention, reason, aim, whatever else you can come up with that is similar to goal. For your purpose, you must be sure to be specific in your purpose. This way you know what you have to achieve. If you aren't specific in whatever your goal is, whatever you want to accomplish, you're not going to know if you've accomplished it. You also need to make it measurable. That way you know if you have accomplished that goal. A way you can do this, for example, for me with this class, is by, making sure, seeing if I've done all of the assignments for the class, how well I've done on the assignments, and then later on when I'm in the field, I can measure it by seeing if I implement what I've learned from the class and implement it correctly or effectively. Another thing you need to keep in mind is to make your purpose reasonable and realistic. If your goal, if your purpose is not realistic, how can you possibly accomplish it? Say your goal is to turn the moon purple. That's not really realistic, is it? Because you can't just go up to the moon and paint it purple. You need to be sure to keep your purpose reasonable and realistic. That way you actually can accomplish it. Ask yourself if your purpose is significant. It is important that it's significant to you, that you care about your goal, your purpose, because if you don't, chances are you're not going to achieve it. You're not going to give it your all, you're not going to focus on it, so you won't be able to achieve it if it has no significance to you. The importance of having a purpose is that it helps keep you focused on those goals that you set for yourself. Thank you. Hello there, my name is Heather.
Question at issue. Question at issue is a type of question that is being argued or discussed. The question at issue must be focused in order for you to know where you are going, and it needs to be simple to understand. You will need to define all terms that may be confusing. Make sure the question at issue is significant. Make sure it is a question that you want to focus on. Is this a question that you want answered? The question at issue must be relevant to the issue you and others are focusing on, and you need to make sure the question is answerable. Question.
Hello, my name is Evie and I'm in group 1, and I'm going to be talking to you today about information and its part in the 8 elements of thought. So when thinking about something, or when you have the idea, or when that topic comes into your head, you are going to want more information about it. Different types of information can be anything between data, observation, your own personal experiences, additional evidence, reasoning, and of course, facts. Some questions that you might want to ask yourself to get these balls rolling are, what do you already know about your topic, and what else do you want to know about it, or what else do you need to know about it to further along this thought that you have? An additional question would be, what kind of information do you need? Like I mentioned earlier, different types of information are like data, observation, evidence, reasoning, etc. So depending on your topic and whatever you're thinking about or wanting to look into, you're going to need different forms of information. Along with my slide, I also have a short little video that furthers more into information, but the whole concept of that video explains that information backs up what you want to think about and the reasoning behind it, and it helps you with other elements in the 8 elements of thought. The next person you'll be hearing from is Taylor, and she's going to be telling you about interpretation and inference.
Interpretation and inference. This is the conclusions or solutions. So interpretation is your own personal view of something, and inference is your conclusions based on evidence and reasoning. Interpretation and inference.
Concepts offer us a common language. This helps everyone understand and make sense of things in the same way. It creates order and groups things to be sorted, helping us find what we know and what we need to know. Not everyone groups things in the same way, though.
Next, we have assumptions, and assumptions are beliefs that someone takes for granted. Assumptions need to be clear and justified by sound evidence. Some questions that you can ask is, what am I taking for granted? Am I assuming something I shouldn't? And what assumption is leading me to this specific conclusion? Next,
we have implications and consequences. So implications are what follows logically, and consequences are the effects of the implications. So all reasoning contains implication and consequences. You can trace the implications and consequences that follow from your reasoning. Search for negative as well as positive implications, and consider all possible consequences. Next, we have
point of view. It is how we see things, how we look at ideas, at each other, and at the world. Point of view is generally consistent and does not change easily. It is a reflection of who people are inside, what they use to make their assumptions and their decisions. Point of view is a person's most basic beliefs, values, and biases. It is who you are and how you look at the universe.